We use something called Workday's Pecan Employee Voice, and we use that and we pulse our employees every week. We ask just a few questions, and it really helps us keep our finger on the pulse of sentiment, engagement, and what's on the minds of our workforce. And it's an AI powered sentiment analysis tool. So it gives us some really great insights that we're able to look at from a leadership standpoint across the whole organization. What do we need to focus on? And then people leaders can focus on things that are really relevant for their team. And so work from almost anywhere is a great example of something where we found that our employees were really interested in having a little bit more option for flexibility. We offer a good deal of flexibility through our flex work model, which is where we ask our employees to spend half their time in the office or with a customer or a prospect or a partner organization. But they wanted a little bit more flexibility. And so we wanted to be sure we heard this. We said, all right, well, how do we address this need? Because we take that feedback and input seriously, but also stay true to our core principles, which are the ones that are guiding our flex work philosophy. We believe in connecting. We believe in collaborating. We believe in in-person connectivity for people. We think that is really great for business success. And we also think that it's really good for the well-being of people and individuals to come together. So we wanted to design something that met both those needs. It was really late 2021. We were understanding this feedback that we saw in this data from our employees, and so we started brainstorming what are some ways we can provide this flexibility and again have this staying true to our core principles. And so we came up with this concept of work from almost anywhere. And we began it in 2022 as a pilot. And we announced to our workforce, we're going to run a 1-year pilot of this program that allows workmates to take 30 days that they can work from almost anywhere in any rolling 12-month period. They have 30 days they can use, and they have flexibility to use it however they choose. They could go to a far-flung location and work from a beach. They could just stay home. They could, go to a family member's house. They can do things wherever they want. They can keep working, but they don't have to be in a physical Workday office with a physical presence. And for us, one of the things that was really important as we designed this also was we want to make sure it was simple to administer. It's a great idea to have this, but if it becomes a real burden on people leaders or employees or even us administratively in HR, then that might defeat the point. And so we created a work from almost anywhere app. We did that via Workday Extend. And so this app allows workmates to really simply make the request. Managers can look at the request, decide if the timing is right and this is the work, they can approve the request, and then it's all tracked there. So a manager can always see how many people on their team, what are the dates. We as a company can get a really good sense at any given time of how many people are taking advantage of this, from what locations. And so it's allowed us to have a really simple process that's having some really great results. Whenever you're designing a new program, right, you think of all the positives and the things that are going to go great, and you think of what could be the challenges. So you want to make sure that you're designing for potential solutions and ways to avoid those challenges. And we did just the same thing. We thought about how do we make sure that if somebody's going to work from a time zone that's far away from their manager or their team's time zone, how might that be addressed? How might we address when somebody wants to use work from almost anywhere at a time where it's tough for their team? So just coming up with ways to address some of the natural obstacles that might come, and then identifying ways to solve those. And we knew we could. We knew we could get there if we just kind of took them bit by bit. And we did. We did that over the course of a few months. And then we started as a pilot because we knew there'd be things to learn. Here's what's great is we saw these really incredible results from this program. In the first year of this, 86% of managers who had an employee that took advantage of work from almost anywhere, they reported that they saw improved well-being from their direct reports. So 86% said that they could see a meaningful difference in the well-being of their direct reports. And then on productivity, which is always the thing, right, that people really want to know about. Okay, but what about productivity? 87% of the managers said they didn't see any impact to productivity. It was just as good as it had been, and they were pleased. And 13% of managers saw an increase in productivity, which I think is pretty great. And on the workmate side, comparing the pre and post measurement of participants, workmates who participated, their perceptions of whether we have enough flexibility as a company, their perceptions in general of sentiment and well-being, those all went up. So it had this really great benefit both from the workmates who got this opportunity to take advantage of something that was important to them, but also the managers in the company saw that it was positive and beneficial. So we were really pleased with how the data turned out. We've had some really great ways people have used work from almost anywhere. I personally thought people would be using it to, go work from a beach in a very remote location and do something fun like that. And there are people who've done that, of course. But we've also heard, one of my favorite ones is a person got a new puppy and they wanted to just be at home and be training their puppy and be able to be around this new family member. So I loved that. We had a person who their child wanted to attend a particular summer camp that had sort of unusual stop and start times, and it would have made the morning commute to work not fit very well with that. So this person's used work from almost anywhere, and they were able to keep on working but accommodate their child's special summer camp request. And then we've had a lot of people who wanted to go back to their home country and be with their family and work while they're with their family, but also be able to spend those evenings and mornings with their loved ones. So it's been really wonderful to see the different ways that people have used this time off. We didn't really know what to expect at first from the program. I mean, we thought workmates would really enjoy it and like knowing it was there, even if they didn't take advantage of it, knowing that they had the ability to, we thought would be really positive for when they did. But we weren't sure what to expect on productivity, how managers would like it. So when we saw the data start to come in, we were so incredibly pleased. The other thing we weren't too sure of is how many people would take advantage of this. Would this be wildly popular or only sort of? And to be fair, our flex work model, it really works for the vast majority of our workers. They have the flexibility they need with just that hybrid model. But we did find that there are folks who want a little more. And so we've seen so far that 10% of our population has taken advantage of work from almost anywhere, which has been nice to see that it's meeting the needs of those workers. So I guess I'll call them surprises because we didn't know what to expect. But so far we've seen just pleasant surprises. And we did, like I said, we started it as a pilot, a 1-year pilot, and we've now continued it because we did see a lot of good success.